What's happening, world? And welcome to the second episode of the Quadcast. That's right, number 2 here. We followed through. I'm your host, Andrew, and I'm here with Evchay and John for an exciting new episode where we'll dive into what happened last week, talk about some of our job experiences, some dream jobs, and other topics that just pop into our head. As always, you can subscribe on our YouTube channel where you can watch and listen to our podcast on Monday mornings. If you want to catch up with us live, follow Evchay on Twitch, where we stream every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, this is an exciting time for us today as we have our very first guest and actually fulfill the Quadcast. We have 4 members today, each in each quad. We have a learned real-life doctor who got his MD from Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., and now he's currently completing his residency at Harvard Beth Israel Deaconess. So first off, welcome, John. How are you today?
I'm so stoked to be here with you guys, my besties. And I honestly didn't even know what the hell Discord was until last night that we troubleshooted this. And 0 out of 10 people I asked today know what Discord is. So if this is being recorded, whatever. Let's do it live.
It is.
Shows how
live.
much people in the medical field know.
Wait,
tell us about yourself, quick.
Yeah,
give us a 30-second spiel.
All right. I recently got married. The 27th of June, and let's see. Grew up in Frederick, Maryland.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm a doctor in training in Boston, and man, I love you guys. I miss you guys a lot. And I'm glad to be here.
We miss you too, and we're happy to have you.
Yeah, man. We're glad you're our first guest on this show.
Welcome.
I was like the only guy you could probably get, but let's fucking roll with it, baby.
You're the only one that was desperate enough to jump on.
Could you guys just give me an update when we have people like jump on? I'm just curious because I don't know the functionality of the website. I'm just wondering who's here. Who are you?
What?
It's just us. It's just us.
It's just us?
Yeah.
Well, no. Okay, so this is live.
On the Twitch. Okay.
On Twitch. So we're just streaming live right now. So anyone can come on live and see us talk in real time. And then we're also going to post all the videos up on YouTube.
Got it. I know chat roulette. I get it.
Yeah. Basically chat roulette.
Essentially, it's just a non-stop chat roulette.
They can't next us, basically.
Yeah.
So they're stuck with us the entire time.
They can only watch us. I'll keep my pants on for this.
All right, Tobins. I mean, can you believe it took him that long to be fired? Really, like that? It took him like weeks for them to be like, all right, yeah, they fired him after he was, caught, choking the chicken.
You could say jerk off, masturbate, fucking himself, whatever you want to say.
He was. I mean, there's a certain etiquette now on working online, and clearly he violated it to the 10th degree.
Yeah, it just seems weird that that's even a thing.
I put a sticky note on my webcam on my work laptop.
I mean, Mark Zuckerberg covers his webcam.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You do not trust the webcam. If he covers his with tape, I guess I'm voyeuristic because I leave that uncovered. I'm like,
yeah, you probably like the idea that maybe, just maybe, somebody's watching you get out of the shower when you come into the room because you forgot your phone in there or something.
Yeah. Everyone has their kink. But I don't believe I was invited on here to discuss that. So
no. We'll jump into your interview. Actually,
no, I'm glad you got it out. I'm glad we talked about
that. Now everyone knows you know John.
Our first segment with you is about jerking off, so I'm not surprised.
Should we roll right into the questions?
Yeah, we'll jump right in. Johnny, why did you want to become a doctor?
You know what? I logged on and I said the first question they're going to ask me is always my least favorite question to be asked in an interview.
Good.
And the truth is, I was raised with the idea of becoming a physician. With my dad being a physician and my mom being a nurse, they met working together. My dad said he was the most eligible bachelor, but he's the most unathletic person I've ever met. So I really don't think it's true. But you know, I was raised with the idea that I would, you know, take up medicine, uh, and I don't regret it. I'm really happy that I worked hard through college and like with a lot of help from a lot of people, made it happen. So I'm really happy to be like in my medical training now, which is going to last forever. But eventually, you know, go out and be an independent practicing physician.
That's cool. I know. I actually remember I was having a conversation with your mom one day, and she was talking about how like different things like you had to do to get creative, like for your interviews. And she said, and so actually, I kind of want you to clarify this. She said the big thing you did on like Christmas, where you dress up as Santa and ring the bell for Salvation Army. She said you talked about that in your interviews. Is that true?
I rang the bell for Salvation Army. It's a Christian charity, and they, you know, collect toys, and you know, they're the people with the bells. And normally when you look at the people ringing the bells, you're like wonder whether they are like crackheads or not. But
typically
it's just Johnny.
I did this because I was with a friend who actually needed volunteer hours because he was on probation. Not going to name names, but you know, this is being saved for posterity. And I dressed up as Santa Claus. And that very first time, I actually hit his mother's car driving out in my Santa costume.
Oh, no.
Cost me a lot of money to fix it because I couldn't see. But anyways, I did it
Because of the hat or the beard?
Oh, it was like both. It was, I mean, I couldn't let people see my young, you know, baby doll face. I wanted to be older. And so I did it for like 7 years. And you know, collected heaps of donations. And I thought the coolest part was the people you would last expect to give money dropped the most in that bucket. So that was pretty cool.
Well, maybe they were the ones getting the money out of the bucket before, and they realize how important that is to somebody else.
Oh, there you go.
So
they pull up their white van and collect it. But yeah, so I mean, that no joke, like came up on interviews because it was just, it stood out. It was different.
I want to ask a question about something. Oh, sorry, Andrew. You go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
You said you got your education and you got your medical education. You said it's going to last a lifetime. That kind of worries me. Like, I sell insurance and I have to get recertified every 2 years. So, like,
there's tons of it.
Is there like continuing education or something like that? So that way in 30 years, you're not telling me to just take a couple aspirin or whatever. Like,
that's a good point. And actually, doctors have to get relicensed. Every 10 years, you have to get relicensed and take a big exam. And not only do you have to, for example, I'm going to be hopefully someday a cardiologist, I'll have to take my board exam in the field of cardiology, but then also take a board exam in internal medicine, which is just the general care of adults. So I'll have to have like a grasp about topics outside of cardiology, like rheumatology, endocrinology.
So you're not
oncology.
Really done yet with tests and interviews and schooling. It continues.
I just dropped $900 to take my final United States licensing examination, step 3, that I'm going to take this spring.
Wow.
So that will make me a fully licensed physician. But again, you have to be boarded, qualified to every 10 years. So there's like a lot of continuous testing, and every year you're required to actually have education credits in order to maintain your license. So yeah, it's expected of everybody.
You guys have a lot to do then, but
that's good. How long have you been in school for?
So I'm probably, I think, in the 21st grade, because after 4 years of college, I went and got a master's in nutrition at Columbia,
which is 2 years, right?
And I was a 1 year, and I did research in obesity, and then I went for 4 years of medical school, and so you get your medical doctorate, and then you go on to do training, and it's called a residency, and the name actually comes from the fact that you quite literally live in the hospital. So that's 3 years. And then after that 3 years, you can either go on to be a generalist or an internist or a primary care doctor. And then you could choose to specialize. And for cardiology, you do a minimum of 3 years of training.
So you're going to be in like the 30th grade once you're done.
Yeah.
I had to take my socks off and start counting on my toes because I ran out of
Yeah.
fucking fingers for how many years you've been in school.
So you obviously have to
Okay.
enjoy learning.
You have to, yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
you'll just
you
never
have
make
to.
it.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't a doctor. That was the only reason.
Yeah, same, exact same reason. Just didn't like it that much.
Yeah.
I still
It's not
can't do
my cup of
math.
tea.
Don't ask me math to do math in front of people. That was
Oh.
Same. I'm the same way, dude.
Andrew, scratch that long division question off the list that we put
All right,
on
got
there.
it. I'll get rid of that. That was question 5. But seriously though, Johnny, like you're in the trenches day to day. Obviously, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, do you see an end in sight with this?
That's a great question. And really, I think that we can look at it as a personal responsibility to try to bring this pandemic like to an end. And I'm not trying to, put myself on a pedestal or do any moral spotlighting here. But there's basic things you can do to help this go away faster. Wearing a mask when you're around people. And I'd say in the slightest hint that you think you're sick or you've been around someone who's sick, it's your civil duty. Get tested. It's the cool thing to do. And then beyond those things, I hope we can avert having to face more restrictions. And obviously, I hope that a vaccine can be made available to the general public, but that will take on the order of months to accomplish. I mean, months, really. Are we going to talk about vaccines?
I don't think we were planning to, but because you said that,
Yeah.
vaccine comes out. Are you taking the first run? Like the one that comes out? Like, are you going to be
Very
like,
first batch.
do it? It's like it's like buying the first Xbox 360. You might get that red ring of death. Actually, the odds are pretty good.
The new ring of death. It's the
now,
smoke
dude.
screen. Did you see that?
That's crazy.
I remember how sad it was
that's
when I
fake.
got the ring of death. Yeah. Oh, was that fake?
Yeah, people were blowing
Vaping.
vape juice into the thing. Don't worry about that. Go back to vaccines.
The vaccine that came out from Pfizer, that they showed preliminary results, and it's from Pfizer, the drug manufacturer, was 90% effective. That's pretty stellar, actually. That's actually
real.
better than what the flu vaccine does.
That's real.
And so I think that offers a lot of hope. And I'm looking forward to now hearing the preliminary results of the next vaccine is by a company called Moderna. And I would say it's these two companies that are really at the front of the pack and are going to have the first vaccine that's going to be made available to the general public. They really were ahead of the pack and getting their trials started. And to answer your question, John, yes, I will absolutely get this vaccine as an effort to help prevent the spread and also to keep myself safe.
Are they doing human testing? Do they do human testing first with the vaccine, or do they do animal testing then human testing?
So that's a great question, because with vaccines, they usually take on the order of 10 years or longer to develop. These vaccines went straight to human trials really quickly. Small animal studies were performed, but very quickly went into clinical trial. And there are usually 3 phases of clinical trial. One is you're just like, can I give you any amount of this drug and you not get really sick? The second phase 2 is when you give a little bit more of the vaccine and say, can I also not make you sick? And then is there any signal that this vaccine is actually going to do its job? And the phase 3 is where you get a lot of people and you're testing a final dose that you're going to administer to the general public and determine the efficacy. So that's like a phase 3. Phase 3 is usually you've proven that there's possibly some worth and that you feel that it's a reasonable risk to take, and actually giving it to thousands of volunteers to see whether or not it works. So I'm hopeful.
If you do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think I'm in.
We're gonna
You
get
just sold
CJ
us.
to have a bachelor party.
We're all
And
getting
have like a fake
vaccinated
engagement
before.
so we can have a bachelor party, and that's our best chance, boys, for getting to Miami.
So, Johnny, what's your thoughts on the 15-minute rapid test, COVID test? Does that actually work? Or
I'm really happy that you asked me that question
because I got one the
there's-
other day, and I'm kind of skeptical that do they really know if I'm negative or positive within 15 minutes?
That's a great question. I actually had a patient today test positive on a rapid and then later test negative on a regular nasal PCR that takes obviously much
5
longer.
to 7 days.
That is sort of a rare instance where someone has a false negative. But what is more concerning is the high number of people that have a false negative. So I had a false positive that I experienced today with a patient in the emergency department, but it's the false negative you're worried about. You tell someone you don't have COVID when they in fact do have it. And I suspect actually that is what caused COVID in the White House. And data coming out and saying, look, it's not the best tool, particularly in people who are asymptomatic. In symptomatic people, it works well, but if we're using it as a asymptomatic screening tool, for example, in an airport where you want to jump on your flight and you want to go travel somewhere warm, it's just not shown to be as reliable as we would want a test to be. So short answer, Evan, I would be worried if I lived on a small island of Polynesia and I was a tribal leader and we were deciding whether we would use a rapid test to let people come visit. I would, probably err on the side of caution and say I don't trust it.
That's good to know. It was also kind of wild because the guy walks in after 15 minutes pass and okay, he walks in, he has a sheet in his hand saying that I'm negative, but he puts it on the table face down.
And you got a bad grade.
And he looks at me. So when were you last exposed? Did you come into contact? Blah blah blah. And then he checks my breathing, and he's like, "All right, you're negative," and then hands me the paper. But he totally made me think I was positive for at least 3 minutes. I'm like, "Well, crap, this sucks." But I don't know if I don't know if that's part of it, part of the testing. I don't know.
I think that when you have a high suspicion that one ought to get retested, and we do that all the time.
Yeah.
If someone's fevering and their oxygen level is low and the first test comes back negative, our policy and really common sense dictates just test them one more time because there's a lot to lose by letting a person in the hospital who's COVID positive, who's going to be possibly sharing a room and coming into contact with providers that are going from room to room to room to room. So yeah,
makes sense. Well, let's get a little bit more on the positive side, for a lack of a better term. Johnny, we had some questions that we came up with too, and this one is, what's the most drunken stupor patient you've ever run into?
Oh gosh, well. At the VA hospital, I will say that we give patients beer as medicine because
really
there are people who drink so much that if they go and stop drinking, will have a withdrawal so serious they could die. So I think patients drinking beer in the hospital, they drink, by the way, Bud Ice. No, it's Natty Ice. It's Natty Ice. Natty Ice with meals. It's written in my note, which is sweet that they're like, look, these guys can't just have regular, beer. We got to make it an ice. We got to make it. We should make it. They should make it a tall boy ice.
Yeah. Does someone get a pick? Did the doctors in the lunchroom who's gonna go get the 12-pack?
Johnny brings back Mickey's 40s malt liquor.
Yeah.
with paper bags on them to give to the patients.
For Loco.
Nowadays, patients are in 10 years from now are going to be asking for White Claws. I mean, that's where things are going. But how many young kids drink beer anymore? I love wine
None.
coolers, so it's okay. I'm not judging.
Actually, I was telling John about this. Bud Light Seltzer has a Christmas pack.
Yeah.
And they got ginger snap, peppermint patty, cranberry, and some other flavor, and they're all sound really good. I'm definitely gonna try them. But
so last week we sponsored Duke's mayonnaise, and this week we're sponsoring Bud Light seltzers. So
yeah,
I'll send the email.
Duke's never hit me up again, so that's off the table now. But seriously, if they want to sponsor us, I'll eat it. All right, Johnny, another question we got, and this is like our last one to kind of hit this off, was if you had to compare your day-to-day to one of the many hospital and doctor-themed TV shows, which one would it be?
Oh, well, I learned that Scrubs, the TV show Scrubs, their ID badges are our ID badges. They're the same. The picture and labels are exactly the same on Scrubs. But guys, I never watched Grey's Anatomy. I literally
I'm glad.
don't even know,
really good.
I never watched
either. You guys watch that?
Yeah,
I watched it. Yeah,
I heard it's pretty good, and women really enjoy that show. So
do men, like me. A man's man loves Grey's Anatomy.
Mel's downstairs shaking her head.
9 seasons with James or something. That's a low point in my life, but that's cool.
Yeah, there's really not many doctor shows out there, right? I mean, we got Scrubs, Grey's Anatomy.
There's a lot.
ER, House, General Hospital.
Shows you how much I know.
I guess nobody watches as much TV as I do.
I feel like every time I turn the TV on, there's another doctor show coming out.
Sean's watched everything on Netflix twice.
Yep.
The Crown is coming out in a few days. In 2 days from now, guys. And that's my favorite show.
Never seen it.
What is it?
The Crown.
Where do I watch it?
The British Monarchy on Netflix. Phenomenal.
That's a great segue.
All of you guys abstain from drinking during this show?
No, I'm drinking.
No.
Andrew and John are drinking. I'm drinking water.
No, I'm drinking. No, I'm having a sparkling water.
Oh.
I didn't feel like going to the store.
Has John revealed his celiac disease yet?
It's not celiac, asshole. It's a gluten intolerance. And yeah, that's how I introduced myself on the very first episode.
So the difference between gluten intolerance and celiac is one, the celiac people, they can get really bad damage to their gut, but people with gluten intolerance just feel sick, but don't have the same types of malabsorption and like problems, like increased risk of bowel cancer, like the gluten intolerance folks do. But you need a colonoscopy to take a biopsy to actually figure out what group you belong in.
I know. I need to go get one of those when I'm scared.
Oh, you haven't had a colonoscopy?
No, I'm not 40 yet. I'm waiting.
Bitch, you don't even know if you have celiac or gluten intolerance then.
Yeah, I do. My skin breaks out. I have dermatitis herpetiformis that's directly linked to gluten intolerance. Shut up. You may be a doctor, but you don't know as much about this as I do, okay? Countless hours of Google searching what's wrong with me.
WebMD.
Yeah, we have one more question. Johnny, what's this on my back?
We're gonna do a colonoscopy.
You must hate that. How much do you hate that WebMD? People probably ask you things all the time. Like you have to charge them money.
I wish Google did a better job. That way my life would be easier.
Well, anything you Google, you're gonna die in 2 days. So I mean,
yeah. Oh,
so
gosh.
you've never been with a patient and they said something and you're like, man, I don't really know, and you went out in the computer in the hallway and you didn't go to WebMD and just do that. Man.
Honestly, the faster you are just being like, I don't know the answer to that. Like, I feel like the better off you are and the patient is, and you're like, good. You can't.
This guy knows nothing. Get me another doctor. Thank God.
I don't even try to bluff. It's a lost cause.
How many years did you go to school?
Oh man, people. Oh, I can't get into it yet. This is recorded.
All right.
Evan, is there? Do we just have your wife on our?
No, there's 5 people. There's 5 people watching right now. Tell Clara to bring it up.
Dang, 5! Holy crap! We made it double digits.
We're getting big.
We're getting so big.
Dude, that's sweet. That's sweet. Huge. Huge.
All right, Johnny. Well, your interview is now over, but you get to hang out with us and move on to the next segment. So this segment is what's trending and what's happened the past couple weeks. Unfortunately, we had two big movie/TV stars leave us, both Sean Connery and Alex Trebek. So wanted to honor them on this podcast and say kind of what there being so many different James Bond actors. Who do you think would be the next James Bond, or a good? It may not even be someone that's planning to be it, but someone that could be a good James Bond.
Yeah.
And I think they have to be British, right? I mean, we're going with British actors.
I don't know. I feel like
I said that earlier. You stole that from me.
Well, they have to be. They've always been British.
What if
There's only been two people that haven't been British. It's Pierce Brosnan, he's Australian, and someone else.
He's definitely British.
No, he's Australian.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No way. I'm looking this up.
Yeah, there's only been two non-British James Bond actors. Who's starting off?
So they don't have to be British.
No, they don't. Yeah, but they should be.
I think that's true.
They should be.
I think they should be. I think that accent should be genuine.
He's from Ireland.
I think Jude Law should play the next Bond.
I thought about that too, but his hairline's a little bit too far back. Just like me.
I mean, you can just get some hair replacement.
Hair plugs.
Hair plugs. Elon Musk. Elon Musk, after he sold PayPal, he looked like a pedophile. And I saw a picture of him the other day. I was like, look at that full head of hair. Look at that handsome man. So I think there's no doubt there.
$1 billion.
Yeah.
No, Jude Law was on my short list of people, but I didn't end up picking him.
Yeah, I mean Daniel Craig. He said,
no. You can't do Daniel Craig. Harry Potter.
Daniel Craig is on right now. Who's Harry Potter? Daniel what?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah. Oh my God, he should be the next James Bond. That'd be awesome.
That would be so emasculating for James Bond. Someone I saw was probably BuzzFeed was why can't James Bond be a woman? I'm just like,
well, you just took my pick because I said Tom Hardy.
You get one.
And I know, but it's 2020, so I'm also going with Emily Blunt for a female Bond actress.
I'm looking her up.
Dude, actually, Evan, that's a good pick for a female actress.
Yeah.
You could call her Jamie Bond.
I think it'd be awesome. Mrs. Bond. Miss Bond.
I actually think she's a good pick, man.
She says,
but I still think...
What's James Bond drink? A martini?
Yeah.
She just slaps a martini out of his hand. I'll take a whiskey on rocks.
Shaken, not stirred, right?
Yeah, shaken, not stirred. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Daniel Craig's was quoted as saying, "If I have to do another one of these films, I'm going to cut my wrists." I mean, think about it.
He's a really good Bond
for over a decade now. Over a decade.
Oh yeah, he's been in for a while.
Is he the longest tenured Bond?
I don't have the answer to that.
Sean Connery, probably.
Dude.
It's been a while.
Those movies have to be fun. How do you not want to play that role?
Because you've done
I
it.
Still fantasize about it. Yeah.
Being the coolest person on earth.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just nothing but beautiful women, fast cars, and being a little bit intoxicated when you take out the security guards. It's really cool.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
It really is.
Wow. Man, I wish I was James Bond or Jamie Bond. I don't even care.
Jamie Bond.
All right, Andrew, who's your pick?
So,
wait, Evan, you said Tom Hardy. I'm sorry.
Tom Hardy and Emily Blunt are my picks.
Those are good. All right. Mine's a little unconventional, but I said Idris Elba.
He was rumored.
He was rumored to be there.
I know, and I think he'd be really good though because he's got that suave personality and I don't know, he's just a really cool dude.
Yeah, he does do a good job being cool in everything he's in.
I think he could actually beat people up.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel some of the James Bonds are really skinny and just but he would like mess people up.
No, he was rumored for a while, and there was all this going around. Like somebody said, there were people saying there can't be a black James Bond. It's like it's a fictional character.
Also, it's like how many other people have played James Bond?
Right. It's like they're not the same every time.
It's a code name.
All right, I want to go, but I want you guys to guess who I picked. Quickly.
They're British,
Wait,
right?
they're British?
Yeah.
Are they white?
Yeah.
There's not
Prince
many
Harry.
British
Not
actors.
Prince Harry.
Prince
Minus 3 points for Johnny for saying that.
Harry.
All right, good guesses, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you.
Yeah,
It's Christian Bale.
Yep, I saw that.
Oh gosh, John, I love Christian Bale. I mean,
He's
Patrick
awesome.
Bateman is like
I
my
forgot it.
favorite human. You know that about me.
I know. I totally forgot about that one. I never would have picked Christian Bale if I knew
man.
we were going to start talking about that.
I told Claire it was my favorite movie. She watched it. I was such an awkward conversation after. But American Psycho, what a fantastic movie. I get a lot of my wisdom from that movie.
Okay.
That's what made you want to be a doctor. Wait, so but like seriously though, with like James Bond, like what tool or gadget does he have that you would use?
His penis.
Yeah. That's gotta be the best part about being James Bond. Imagine if James Bond just had like a really small dick. like really small. Like Octopussy's like, no, I'm not doing that.
In terms of the best gadget, I really thought about this. I have to go with the car.
Just the car?
Just the car. Because you got a lot of gadgets in the car, right? You got the invisibility cloak and
okay, that's it. I mean, you can only choose one. Not
you only get one.
All right,
you don't get the box full of everything.
The car.
Do you want the invisibility cloak or do you want the ejector seat? You get to pick one.
Well, that's the best thing about picking the car is it has a bunch of different gadgets. Also, it'd just be great, you know, if someone's tailgating you, like you just flip a switch and you just drop some oil behind you.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want.
A bunch of thumbtacks fall out of the back of your Aston Martin and all the tires pop.
All their tires just go boom. I thought about that a couple times.
Is the next Bond film coming out? What's the deal with that? Delayed?
It's on hold.
COVID.
Everything's on hold.
But they were like filming it right before this all happened.
And Daniel Craig is still in this upcoming movie.
One.
Yeah,
It's his last one.
All right, Andrew, what's your gadget?
I think I'm going with like the oil spill, man. Like it's people. I just hate when people tailgate. Put that thing on. See ya.
Okay,
Let's be honest. We all thought about that once in our life, driving down the highway. Man, I just wish I could flip a switch right now.
I always wanted the spiky things. You press the button, it comes out of the side of your rim, and you can like go over and you poke their tires, and then you just go back over. Those are so cool.
No one's mentioned the Golden Gun or Walter PPK.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean,
Golden Gun, one shot kill.
One shot kill, baby. That was like the highlight of our preteen years.
Well, if we're gonna go to GoldenEye, can my gadget be the cheat code to make everybody have giant heads?
Oh, odd job.
The hat. Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
He was a good villain.
He
Yeah, he
was.
was a great
Didn't
villain.
talk much, but he's cool.
So it appears you guys pick things for like your everyday life, whereas I picked one if I were James Bond, like actually a spy, not just like stuck in rush hour traffic, hating the car behind me. But I just I couldn't pick either a watch or the shoe or like a cell phone, but whatever you pick, it explodes. Like you can take it off and press a button and throw it at somebody, and like every accessory you have just blows up or creates a smoke screen or something. I was just thinking about killing people or evading Russians or something. I don't know.
The pin from GoldenEye.
That one blows up,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, do you remember he's like he flips it around, and if you press it 3 times, it like explodes. But you press it like once or twice, and it wouldn't. And it was like that was a cool scene.
That's right.
That was a cool scene at the end.
I couldn't remember exactly what I wanted, but I knew something. I wanted something that I'm wearing that I can easily throw to just explode. That was all I could think of. Just blowing shit up.
The watch had a laser in it too.
Yeah.
From one of the
Yeah,
movies,
cool.
he used that to cut
Yeah.
out chains or something. Just
Do you guys
that.
remember that was actually one of the watches you could use in the original GoldenEye to get off the train?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
that's right.
Yeah.
It definitely was the GoldenEye movie then.
I like
Yeah.
how we're all referencing one movie.
I think
We're
we are.
huge James Bond
Movies.
fans.
Yeah, you know the one. It's Pierce Brosnan, and he's skiing, and Holly Berry's in it. It's like one of 3 Pierce Brosnan movies from when we were in middle school.
Purely
Johnny,
watched it for Halle
do you have a
Berry, too.
gadget?
Oh, it's the penis. Yeah. I said that like right away. I didn't even hesitate on that. Like, let's get real. Like, there's got to be some action on the side. That's the real plot. The real plot is how does Pierce Brosnan with his beer belly end up with Holly Berry? It's like whoa, like that could be me.
All right. Let's move on to the next
Yeah,
person.
Andrew, take us on.
All right.
We've been on James
I
Bond way too
Sean
long.
And Alex Trebek. We're going to make this one quicker.
Let him go.
Wait, say that again. What did you say?
She is wearing an orange bathing suit in that movie. Can you screen share? Do you want to bring it up?
No.
Oh, God.
I'm thinking about it though.
Johnny.
Let's just say swordfish. It was the first.
Yeah.
Was the first time.
The most paused movie in 13-year-olds' rooms everywhere.
Yep.
All right, Andrew, come on.
All right. So rest in peace, Alex Trebek. Obviously, he holds a legacy with being the host there. I know, what's the show? Price is Right. Moved on from Bob Barker, and they have Drew Carey do it, and I think he absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
So I feel like replacing Alex Trebek's going to be very difficult. But is there anyone out there right now that you guys think could be the host? Because I know they still have another. I think that I heard it the other day, 2 weeks worth of episodes where Alex, and he wanted them to play through as a part of his last wishes. So, but eventually, Jeopardy's such a huge show. I have a feeling they're probably going to need to get another host and keep the show going. Anyone that comes to mind for you guys? Johnny?
I know mine. Yeah, Johnny, do you have one?
We should let Johnny go last.
Yeah, let Johnny go last.
He didn't prep for this. We did.
Just want to put him on the spot.
Yeah.
John, you go.
ahead.
Yeah, John, you go first.
I picked David Letterman.
I saw David Letterman
Really?
in this guest needs no introduction.
Yeah,
Netflix, right?
He looks homeless.
I know. It's awesome. That's why I want him on Jeopardy.
But,
It looks like a wizard. A wizard is reading you the questions.
He's literally Dumbledore, and I saw
Dumbledore.
Kim Kardashian on the show, and I was like, wow, revelation. I think Kim Kardashian is really articulate and smart. I rest my case. I was blown away.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
She
You should watch it. Fantastic.
she tries to get people out of prison too, right? Did she talk about
Yeah,
that?
Yeah. She did.
I didn't know that.
She takes on small cases and helps them out.
She's trying to be a lawyer. I don't know if that's worked out for her, but I mean, anyways, I was surprised. David Letterman, he could do it, but if he's got a show, maybe maybe he wouldn't take. So the question is who would?
It was who I wanted. It was who I wanted to
Who
do.
you want? Oh my gosh! All right, I have some.
Well, that's how I answered it.
Yeah.
I like David Letterman. I always have, and I love that show. This guest needs no introduction. And like you said, how he looks homeless. I think that would be a really funny plot point where would look like a wizard is reading you the questions and making quick jokes and things like Alex Trebek would. But another thing you guys need to watch, Beth actually showed me this, is Alex Trebek outtakes from Jeopardy from when he was younger.
Yes.
And he's just saying fuck and shit and everything. It's like you've never heard him say
seen
it.
that.
It's really funny to see that side of him. But yeah, that's my
good.
pick.
All right, Evan, who do you got?
All right. Well, I don't watch Jeopardy that often, but I feel like it just needs to get spicy a little bit, on the show. So I decided to go with comedians.
Vergara.
So I got two comedians.
Dude, can you ever just pick one thing?
No, I like
One
that. I like to
person,
throw. I like to throw options out there. So they're
swear to God, if
they're
you pick mine, we
they're
pick.
basically the same person, anyways. I always get them confused. Dane Cook and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh no!
I think Ryan Reynolds would be great.
The only reason Ryan Reynolds gets a somewhat pass is because he's Canadian too.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Alex Trebek's Canadian.
I think it'd be great, just a little, like comedy. They throw a little bit of comedy in the show.
I can't believe you just said the name Dane Cook.
He has some good zingers.
His career's over.
I think he'd be great.
Have you seen him lately?
Nickelback
Like 2009 Dane Cook.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it's like now. I haven't seen him
enough,
since
Evan.
2009, but they're basically the same person. They look the same.
All right, I changed my answer. I want it to be 2004 Holly Berry.
Deal. And her
Tune
baby.
in every night at 7. But no, so I decided to go with, well, okay. At first I said no one. I actually don't think he can be replaced. I don't think the show's going to do that well after that, because I think you have to get someone that's very like articulate and able to because he like when he would read some of the clues, he would pronounce everything exactly the way it needed to be pronounced. But I think actually Steve Carell would be a really good host for it, because I think he's funny and
I like that. Yes,
he's like a very personable guy, and just like I think he would do really well at it. So that was mine, and I actually forgot to prepare for this, so I just pulled that one out of my ass. But I think
I really like that.
That's a good one.
Actually, yeah.
You just got 5 points, Andrew. That was a really good answer.
It's 5 more than I had last week.
Yep.
All right. So I think the show needs someone who's like has a reputation that precedes them, because I mean Trebek had such a big reputation. To bring someone who like has like no brand name awareness, like who's gonna watch the show? I think it should be Simon Cowell.
Oh,
dang, dude, that's a good one.
That's a good pick
You
too.
need someone like, let's make Jeopardy not just like a wholesome family activity. Let's just like watch Simon Cowell like rip people apart and like just be mean. Like, how fucking dumb are you? And I think it would spice the show up. And frankly, like, you know, he's good at judging people.
Yeah.
And that's what this show is about.
Judging people.
I like it. I like that
is.
one actually.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that was a good one. All right, now we're going to go on to our final segment. And this was an idea that actually John was able to help us out with and come up with this week. And it's best jobs and dream jobs. So, Johnny, I know you kind of talked about 2 of your jobs you already had right now. So we'll get back to you, let you think this over. Your best, and it can be anything from like you worked at a 7-Eleven and then a dream job. So, John, why don't you kick this off?
I have 2 best jobs ever. One of which was working at the movie theater, and I say it all the time, if I got paid more, I'd still be there. Like, it was seriously the easiest thing in the world. You wait outside the theater for the movie to end. You go and you take your broom. You don't even sweep the popcorn that fell on the floor into your bucket. You just sweep everything under the seats as fast as you can. You and 4 other people run in there. You sweep it under there so fast. A cleaning crew comes in at night with a giant vacuum and sucks it all up. And free movies as long as it wasn't packed. And then the other one was when I was building decks and fences. It was really during the spring and summer months. That was great. Just outside all the time, exercising and getting paid. I don't have a dream job. My dream job's lottery winner. Like, there's nothing that would make me want to go to work every day. I thought about it. Maybe like basketball coach. Like 12-year-old basketball coach.
You've done that before.
I didn't get paid though.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, you have to get paid though?
I guess not. Well, you got
your dream job.
Yeah, but your dream job, you can get paid.
No, the point of a job's getting paid.
Yeah, you're right. All right, Evan, what's yours? Best job and dream job.
Best jobs. Okay, so I really only had like 2 jobs going up. When I started lifeguarding, I didn't. When I started lifeguarding, I didn't stop till like college, and that job was great. As I went further on in lifeguarding, I tried getting the pools where no one would go to. And I'd just sit there and not work and get paid and get a suntan. So that's pretty awesome. My other job is when I came back during the summers, during summer break, I worked at the Keys Stadium. I got the job from Benny. And I was a manager of a little, the Crab Shack. And the only reason why that was so good is because I was the manager and I could boss my wife around because I got my wife a job and she worked there for me. So I got to tell her to clean the dishes. And I got paid 25 cents more than her. And I got to boss her around and I made her pack up the hot dogs and count the money at the end of the day. So that was
I don't even remember you working this job at all, Evan.
Oh, because I only worked it for one summer. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And then I didn't work again. That was my last like job, I don't know what you'd call it, minimum wage job.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, lifeguarding.
Sweet gig.
So sweet.
Yeah,
I can't believe no one else did it. Like, it was so easy. What were you guys doing?
I'm scared of the water.
Dude, Evan, actually, this is a funny story because this is a part of your lifeguarding thing. So actually, Evan did lifeguard from the time he was like age 15 until like 21 because
he's literally known as Century Lifeguard because Apple
we sued him. We sued them. So, they went out of business. They went out of business and we were all still working for like 2 weeks and they didn't tell anyone and the dude stole all the payroll money and like left the country.
That's my dream job.
That's my dream job too.
Stealing all of it and leaving the country. I changed my answer. That sounds awesome.
I would like to do multi-level marketing. I'm with John on this one.
All right, well, we're going to just start our own lifeguard business then. We all got to go to different countries, though, because then they can't catch us. Evan, what's your dream job?
Dream job.
Astronaut.
Yeah, I'll go with astronaut. No, because I'll probably get sick. Because ever since I was little, I could never go on anything that spins. I was into Clover Hill.
Gravitron?
Anything that spins. Like I was at Clover Hill Park. It was like first time it happened. I got on the little thing, the little teeter that goes around or whatever in circles. I got on that and someone spun me so fast I couldn't get off. I was freaking out. I got off and just instantly puked my brains out. And ever since then, I have not been able to ride on anything that goes like in a circle. I'll die.
Whatever, man.
So no, I can't be an astronaut.
Yeah, I was gonna say no astronaut.
Not astronaut. Got it.
Evan also rides a motorcycle.
I did.
Good thing it doesn't spin in circles.
Yeah, it doesn't spin in circles, dude. Like what? No, dream job. Working for a Red Bull.
Red Bull.
Why?
Yeah, but like not like I don't know. All their marketing and like doing like whatever like all their like awesome like crazy stuff that they do. They do some really crazy stuff. I think it'd be really cool to work for them for a little bit.
Yeah, they sponsor like all the like X Games, that kind of stuff.
Just
right?
imagine being that guy that like let's send a guy up as high as we can and have him jump out of a balloon going. Like, I want to be that guy.
Do you remember that video footage? How harrowing that was?
Yeah, it was Felix Baumgartner.
Wait, didn't he jump out of like a spacecraft?
Yes, it was a balloon that took him up. It was sponsored by Red Bull. And then the CEO or CFO of Google did it a year later and beat his record.
Well,
but no one cared.
That the video cut out because like he like went into like a tumble and
passed
lost
out.
Consciousness. Yeah, so the video, I was like,
dude. Evan, make sure you tag Red Bull, Duke's mayonnaise, and I can't remember the other thing we talked about.
Bud Light seltzers.
Bud Light seltzers. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, no, but Evan, I was talking to you about your lifeguarding job because we were in college. And Evan had to wake up really early to go take this lifeguard exam, essentially get recertified. So it was like Friday night or something. I was like, Evan, come on, we're just going to go out. And he's like, no. Like, I got to wake up early and go take my lifeguard test. Don't be such a little bitch. Come on, we're going out. So we go out. We go out for the night. We go out to like 5 a.m. in the morning, and all of a sudden my phone's ringing, and Evan had to be in Frederick at like 10 a.m. It wasn't even that early. Like it was like 10. He had to be there. And my phone's ringing at 10:30, and it's Evan, and he's like, Andrew, and I was like, yeah. And he goes, I didn't make it. He's like, do you want to go to Salisbury? So we literally got in the car and went to Salisbury.
Warren the Shore, baby.
That's right.
We went to McDonald's and like up in Towson. We're like, should we go? And we looked at each other like, let's do it. And we went. Then we got there and it was shut down.
But yeah, so my best job was probably installing mailboxes.
Such a good dude. I remember this racket that you had. Yeah, you were working with Danny Foyt. That was a good job.
Great. It was awesome.
Just mindless.
So mindless. I got sun.
Explain it to the viewers a little bit what you had to do.
Okay, I went to work really early in the morning. I punched a clock. I loaded a truck. I slept in the truck on the way to the job, and I got paid drive time there and drive time home. And I worked in the sun all day, dug holes, put a mailbox in the hole, poured concrete, left. That's it.
Awesome.
Good arm workout. Good arm workout.
It was great. Oh, that and being a Manny. That was a really good gig too.
Oh my God, I forgot you did that.
Dude, I did it for like 2 years.
How old were those kids?
Okay, so this is what my job was. I was Evan, except I would take them to the pool and let the lifeguards watch them.
God. Brilliant.
That's a sweet gig too.
It was awesome. Man, and my dream job is probably just be a full-time Manny making a ton of money.
For a really rich family that just travels a lot and you have to go with them.
Yeah, that sounds pretty. I don't know. No, my dream job is actually a taco and margarita judge or on the beach.
On the beach.
They keep getting better and better. What did I even say? Why did I have such shitty ideas? Oh, I said I didn't want to work at all.
Yeah, no, John was like the most honest, like that was the most honest answer.
I don't know, mine's pretty realistic, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny, what's yours?
Guys, I've only worked like 3 jobs in my whole life. So this is a tough one. I worked at a basic science laboratory. I would kill mice. I got really good at killing mice.
Was that your first job?
You would take the mice by their tail, and you would literally do a flicking motion, and their neck would and land on the side of a cage, and then you could help dissect their organs for whatever research you were doing. So
how old were you, like 12?
I was like 16 and 17 and 18. I did it for like 3 years.
Wow, and that was your first one?
Yeah, I mean, as a high schooler, I was making like what by high school standards was like a lot of money. I could go to like Taco Bell like every day if I wanted. I not even Taco Bell, guys. I was living well. I was doing Chipotle.
Nice.
Oh wow, okay, you were doing good.
You remember how esteemed you were if you like showed up to school late, because you had Chipotle. I mean, that's even better than showing up with McDonald's. So that was probably my weirdest one. Oh gosh, I used to enroll people into trials on like weight loss devices, and I kind of felt like I was like kind of like a salesman because I'd be like, "Do you want to look better? Skinnier and happy about yourself?" But my job now is just a lot of hours, but I don't even know honestly what my dream job would be. I just feel like it's just got to be this job I'm working now. I've just invested too much into it.
I was gonna say
I just have to like this.
You better like it.
Yeah, you're
honestly,
done.
my dad taught me this phrase, like rejoice, rejoice. Like you have no choice. I was like, that rings. I like that.
Dang.
God, that's almost as depressing as the mice.
Yeah, really.
You have no choice.
There's a reason they call it a job. All right. Well, anything else you guys got?
Oh, I want to do the scoreboard real quick.
Yeah,
Johnny, you go first.
What's your closing remarks,
Who is
Johnny?
the next guest?
Good question.
TBD.
What do you think? Do you have any advice? Who should we have on?
Oh my gosh.
What's Clara doing next week?
Did you see that wink? Was that exaggerated enough?
All right, I'm doing the scoreboard. Andrew with 5 points. Evan with 12 because he said he got paid 25 cents more and was his wife's boss for a period of time. Johnny +3 for penis, +3 for I don't know if that's the mice or something else. I can't remember. I didn't write it.
You guys are clever little fuckers. I love this whole like point system.
Yeah, and then Evan had 12. I had 13 points. I win.
What did Andrew have?
5.
I didn't get any points for Steve Carell. I thought that was really good.
Oh yeah, you got 6 points for that. I forgot. You have 11. I have 13. I win.
I got points for Simon
always
Cowell
win.
being the next presenter of Jeopardy.
Yeah, you also got -3 for something. So I don't know what that was. And Evan got -2 for Girl Bond. Ooh.
Oh,
I second that. I'm like, wait, what? What? It's like literally, it's like people being like, oh, let's like social justice. Let's like recast Cinderella. It's like a dude and his feet are so big, he can't say anything. He's like, oh, it's so cute. It's like so like kind of like like forward thinking. Like, no, come on.
all right, guys. Well, so for next week's episode, we think we're going to look into some stuff, but with Thanksgiving on the rise, we might be doing a Thanksgiving dinner draft. We'll keep you in mind for that for next week. Thanks for watching and listening this week. Again, you can always follow us on Evchay's Twitch during the episodes, Thursday at 8, and subscribe and like our YouTube channel. Thanks again, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, John.